Hello everyone, and welcome to my sewing room. I'm Kim, and in my video today I was supposed to be showing you the Arvo blouse, but unfortunately life got in the way. I had a infection, a tooth infection, which then resulted very quickly in a root canal. And I'm sure nobody enjoys going to the dentist, and I was really quite scared of having this root canal. But my dentist was a real hero. It did not hurt at all. So relieved. But he did say to me, in the next couple of days, you will probably get headaches because they've been pulling you around and all that. Oh, and wowee, for 3 days, I had the most horrendous headache. So obviously I didn't feel like sewing, and I'm the worst patient on earth. So I did feel a bit sorry for myself. And then out of the blue, I got another cold. Now, I am somebody who does not get ill, but just lately I've had a cold a few weeks ago. I've got another cold now, so I don't know what's going on. So I've got my vitamin C drink today, and I thought I just need to keep topping up with vitamin C and just get myself back into the swing of it. And because all of that was going on, I did not feel like sewing, and even though the Arvo video is about 80% complete, I still have a few additional things to do to get it finished. So it will definitely be coming next week. So please bear with me. Um, so because I haven't felt like sewing, weirdly, I quite enjoy tracing patterns off and just batch cutting and getting things ready to sew. So once I feel, that I want to set up my sewing machine, I have all these wonderful things cut out, ready to go. So I'm going to work through all of them with you, and it's given me an opportunity to use up some patterns I haven't used before from my stash, and also some fabrics. So the first one, after making the toaster sweater, I really wanted to just make a very simple sweater again, something I could just throw on. And I had this gorgeous sweatshirt in fabric, which I bought from Pound Fabric. So I bought 3 meters of this, and it's just this dark grey. It's already been cut out, and it's been shedding a bit, so excuse all the fluff. And I bought an additional one in a really soft baby pink. So this is the baby pink, and they're absolutely gorgeous. They're 280 grams per square metre, so they're a really nice, thick, dense sweatshirt in fabric. And I did think I'd like to make another toaster sweater, but both of these fabrics don't have any stretch in them. And when making up the toaster, it repeatedly said you must have 20% stretch. So I thought I wouldn't risk it, though there is a little bit of mechanical stretch in this fabric. So you can see it might just be enough, but I will maybe try that with some of the pink, because that's I've got quite a bit of that left. So I cut out sweatshirt, McCall's 8143, very basic sweatshirt. There are 3 versions of it, and I did really like the one that had the padded top. But when I was going through the fabric suggestions, it said to use ripstop fabric at the top, and I do have ripstop, and I really like it as a fabric in bags. But it's a very synthetic, plastically feeling fabric, and I could not imagine it on a sweatshirt, because I think if anything it would just rustle. So I thought, no, I don't like the idea of that. So I thought what I would do is I'd just make a really simple one with the zip up the front and the kangaroo pocket. But when I came to cut out a kangaroo pocket, I've got it here, the pocket itself just looks so small. So here it is. And these are the pocket sides. So if I fold it over, it has that area there for your hand to go in. And obviously this is thick fabric, And I thought that's going to be quite a tight squeeze. And when I cut out the fabric, I didn't have really enough to make that pocket any bigger, so I think I'm going to leave it off. So I've got my project sheet here. I've made all my notes already, so when I'm ready to sew this sweatshirt up, I can just get going. And is there any other details? No. So I've literally cut it out all in one size, an extra large, because I want it nice and big and roomy. I did go through my usual thing of measuring everything to make sure there was plenty of room for both, you know, my bust, my hips, my arms, and it seems okay. So that's my first make, and I'm doing lots of umming and ahhing because my head feels like it's full of cotton wool, so I do apologise. So the next one I thought I would like to get cut out is a Kennedy hoodie. Now this falls into the category of something I repeatedly wear all the time. So about 2-3 years ago I made a orange and like a floral accented hoodie, and it was gorgeous, and I wear it all the time, and it's not really a colour that goes with most of my wardrobe, but I still wear it because it's really warm, and especially with the weather being the way it is at the moment, it is something I just automatically pull out of my wardrobe. I think I put that on, keep myself warm, watch telly in it, and I just snuggle into it. And I thought, you know, I really do need to make another one of these hoodies. And the nice thing is, because everything's already been traced off and cut, I can just literally cut the fabric out. So I decided to make this a 2 fabric garment again, and I chose both the grey and the pink. So I'm going to keep it very, very neutral, so it goes with a lot more stuff in my wardrobe. And I've made all my notes on the back, and the only change I've made to the pattern was I added an extra 1/2 inch to the sleeves, because I just felt with my orange one it just needed that little bit more length. So that's all I've done to the pattern, and everything else has been cut out. So this is also waiting to be sewn up, and I've ordered hoodie cord and ribbon from Neo Trims. Now I did get a message from Neo Trims last night saying that the grey cord that I ordered, they didn't have it in stock, so I'm going to have to go somewhere else to find some grey hoodie cord, but hopefully they'll send the ribbon, so at least I can do, you know, the majority of the sewing, because I can always put the cord in after it's all finished off. So that's my Kennedy hoodie fabric all cut, ready to go. So the third thing I cut out was my favourite shirt pattern, the Butterick 6747. Now this isn't for me, but it's for my daughter. So a few months ago, she asked me whether I would make her a white blouse, and I was so excited that she asked me, because she never asks me to make her anything. And she's a bit like me. She's tall. She's a lot taller than I am, but she also has long arms and a long body. So she does struggle a bit with getting ready to wear clothes to fit her, you know, both in the arms and the body. And they always seem a little bit too short on her. And she says that she can't buy a decent shirt because she has to keep the cuffs open, because she's constantly tugging them from sort of moving them from up further on her arm down to her wrist. So I was so chuffed. I thought, right, get to it straight away. So I said to her, I've got some pink poly cotton in my stash. I mean, the horrid look on her face. She does not want pink. She's not into vibrant colours. But I said to her, it's just going to be a twirl. I'm just going to do a test garment to try out some sizes. So I took all her measurements and I made up this test garment. And I was hoping it would inspire her to wear really bright pink, but she wasn't having any of it. So I made the appropriate tweaks to the pattern, and I have now cut it out, ready to sew it up. Now this is a princess themed shirt, and I don't normally make the princess theme shirt for myself. So she likes the idea of the princess seams because it hugs the figure more and it gives shape. So I have used some beautiful cotton sateen. So I've got a little snippet here. And because of that sateen, it gives it a really nice sheen. So it's still 100% cotton, but because of that sheen, it looks a bit more fluid, because natural cotton can look a bit dead, really. It's got no life to it. So I thought, with a cotton sateen, the shirt will look lovely. So I've cut it all out. The fabric itself is 120 grams per square meter, so it's got a nice light weight to it, and it's opaque, so you can't see through it. And I will ask her to choose some buttons. So she'll probably pick some white buttons from my button stash. I do have a lot of white buttons, so she's got quite a bit of choice that she can choose from. But I'll probably ask her to do that once I have finished the shirt. And yes, again, I've got my project sheet. Made lots of notes on the back of any changes that I've made. And yeah, so I can see I've lengthened the sleeves and the bodice. Yeah. So that is the princess shirt for my daughter, the Butterick 6747. Now, because I was making her a shirt, I thought I've got to make myself one. So I also cut out some fabric using the Butterick 6747 pattern again. And I had this really beautiful floral cotton lawn in my stash. I had quite a lot of it, 5 meters of it, and it's got a brown background, and it has red, orange, and pink roses all the way through it, and it's beautiful. It's very, very lightweight. I don't know its actual weight, but it's 100% cotton, and I thought I would like to just make up one of my blouses and get that in my wardrobe. I am drawn more to brown than black, because brown for me, it warms my skin tone, whereas black sometimes is just really too harsh because my hair is just so dark against a pale complexion. So with that brown, reds and oranges, they are very warming to me, and I enjoy wearing brown. It is a colour that I particularly like. So not many notes on this project sheet, because I have made this shirt so many times that I could probably make it with my eyes shut. So that will be a quick make. That will be one of those makes that, have a few hours in the afternoon and I can just really just get on with it and know that it's not going to take me very long to do, because I know all the techniques and the process, and it still gets me excited making that shirt. Because I had so much of that fabric, and I did buy it intentionally to make a pair of pyjamas with. So I'm making my favourite pair of pyjamas, Simplicity 9217. This pattern is no longer in circulation, but I've had it in my stash for a while. I had one of these patterns originally where I cut into it so many times that I ruined it, and I did manage to find a replacement pattern for it, and it took me ages to find it, but now it's too precious to cut into, and I am one of those people now that traces my pattern, so I know it will be with me regardless of what size I go to up and down. I'm like a yo-yo. So I've got my project sheet here, and yet again I got this beautiful fabric, and that's the interfacing that I will use on it. Now this pattern, it's a really strange one, because it gives you the fabric requirements. It gives you the requirements for the top and the requirements for the bottoms, and together they work out as something like 4.7 meters. And that's why I bought the 5 meters, because I thought, oh, I'll get a pair of pajamas out of that fabric. But when you make the two garments together, obviously you can maneuver the pattern pieces into pieces of the fabric, which were solely just for, you know, one part of the pajama set. So I find that when I do make, you know, both the tops and the bottoms, I don't use anywhere near as much fabric. I think I use like 2.7 meters, literally, you know, 2/3. I use 2/3, so I have a whole third left, which meant that I could then cut out the fabric for my favorite shirt pattern, which was a real bonus. Now this cotton lawn is actually very thin. It doesn't give me the weight of it, but it's on the thinner side of the cotton lawns I have owned in the past. It's still 100% cotton. It's from Legend Textiles, and I've had this fabric in my stash since last August. So this one hasn't been hanging around for very long. And I've also, you can see here, I've actually put the layout of the pattern on my project sheet, knowing that if I use that layout, I save quite a lot of meterage when I'm, you know, placing my patterns on my fabric ready to cut out. So that, I'm quite excited about that, because I didn't make any pajamas last year, and the year before I had made 3 pairs, so I felt like I really need to catch up on my pajama making, and I am somebody who wears pajamas quite a lot, so I'm quite excited to also get that done. And honestly, pajamas don't take very long at all, especially the bottoms. I mean, there's just, I think, one seam and the casing at the top and elastic, and, you know, hemming, and it's done. So I really should crack on with those. So this is probably going to be a really short video, and I'm sorry that I couldn't bring you the Arvo blouse, but I promise you it will be here next week. But you can see there's lots of other fun things coming your way, and because I'm in this mindset at the moment of just tracing and cutting out fabrics, I'm sure there will be plenty more that I'll add to my batch cutting pile. So until next time, have a lovely week wherever you are, and the sun's starting to come in now. So wherever you are, I hope you get plenty of sewing done. And don't forget to subscribe, hype, comment, all those lovely things. And I will see you all very soon. Take care. Bye.